Hello again, everyone, and this is Math Problem Solving, Lesson 3.2, page 142. So that's where we should be on with this. So now we're going to go over these problems together. Be precise. A theater compared weekend ticket sales. Estimate to the nearest 100 to find in which month fewer tickets were sold. Explain. So first off, let's look what it's given us to do. Estimate to the nearest 100. So we're going to take these numbers that are in our chart, that's where we're getting our information from, and estimating those numbers so that we can find out which month, either January or February, had the fewer tickets were sold. So let's see here. Let's do January. I'm going to put them over here because I like how they have this so we can still see, but we're going to do our estimations. So January, the first one, 3,924, and they want us to estimate to the hundreds, which is the 9 is in the hundreds place. So everything before it I know gets to say. So this 3 we're just going to bring over along with the comma. The 9 is the hundreds place, so the number behind it, the 2, says that this 9 gets to rest as a 9. So then we're going to do that, leave it as a 9, and then have the 24 becomes our zeros for estimation. They're placeholders. So we have that one for Saturday. Now let's look at Sunday. To the hundreds place is where the 7 is. Everything in front of it gets to stay the same, so I get to mark down the 2 and the comma. Now let's go back to my hundreds place. That's a 7. This 8 says that the 7 is going to soar, and it's going to soar up one more to become an 8. And then I have 2 numbers behind that, so I'm going to have 2 zeros as placeholders. So that one's 2,800. So let's now go to February and do the same thing. We're going to the hundreds place again. That's where the 9 is. Everything in front of it gets to stay, so the 2 and the comma. And then I look here at the 9, that's what I'm rounding to. The 4 says the 9 gets to rest, and so the 9 is going to stay a 9, and 2 zeros for placeholders for the 2 numbers. Our last one that we're going to estimate is this one, and the 7 is our hundreds place. Everything in front of it can stay the same, so the 1 gets carried over, as does the comma. This 5 behind where I'm rounding to tells me that the 7 is going to soar up one more. And so instead of a 7, it's an 8. And so there we have that. So then it says, a theater company compared weekend ticket sales. Estimate to the nearest 100 to find in which month fewer tickets were sold. Explain. Well, it says the month. And so we have 2 days here for each month. We don't know which month that is that's going to have fewer. So let's add these together so that we can see how many January had and then how many February had. So January, 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 8 is 17. So put the 7 down, regroup the 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus the 1 more is 6. So in January, 6,700 people or tickets were sold. Let's try February now. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 8 is 17, so the 7 goes down. The 1 gets regrouped. 2 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 1 more is 4. So in February, 4,700 tickets were sold. So let's go back and see which one it is again that we're looking for. Estimate to the nearest 100, which we did, to find which month fewer tickets were sold. So which one had fewer, January at 6,700 or February at 4,700? Well, out of these two, 4,700 is the least amount. So 4,700 were the least tickets sold in, and it asks for the month, February. And then it says explain. We estimated or rounded, and then added to compare the numbers. All right, so there we have that. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. That was definitely a multi-step problem we just finished there. So number 15, make sense of problems. Gina's brother is going to camp in the summer. What is the estimated difference in the total cost between attending Camp A and Camp B? Round to the nearest 10. So we're estimating the difference, which means anytime we have the word difference, we're subtracting. We're estimating the difference in the cost, and we're going to round to the nearest 10. So it gave us direction in what we're rounding to. So let's look at these numbers here that we've got to compare. Camp A has $1,192 in fees and $805 in expenses. Camp B has $1,055 in fees and $979 in expenses. And we have to estimate the difference. Okay, we are rounding to the nearest 10. So let's put these over here. I'm going to redo this again as we round, just like what we did in the problem before. So our fee and then our expenses. I'm just going to put expenses there because this is just for us. So 1,192, and I've got to round to the nearest 10, which is this place right there. So everything in front of it gets to come on over. So the 1 and the comma and the 1 in the hundreds place. Then to the tens places right here, the 2 tells me that the 9 gets to rest as a 9. And then I have one number behind it, so 10 is a place value. My expenses are 805, and I got to round to the 10, which is where the 0 is. So everything in front of it gets to come on over, so the 8 gets to come on over. The 0, the 5 behind it says that the 1 is going to, or the 0 is going to soar up one more, which means it says 1, and then I have a placeholder to hold over the 5, so 810. Right, now let's do Camp B. 10's places right here with that 5. Everything in front of it gets to come on over. So the 1 and the comma and the 0 get to come on over. The 5 behind it tells me that this 5 is going to soar up one more. And so instead of a 5, it's now a 6. And I have the 0 as the placeholder behind it for this 1's place. 979, I'm rounding to the 10's place, which is right there, which tells me that the 9 in front of it gets to come on over. The 9 behind the 7 tells me that this 7 is going to soar up one more. Instead of a 7, it's now an 8. And a 0 as a placeholder for that 9. So now I've done the estimating or rounding the difference in the total cost. Well, now I've got to add these together so that I can see what is the difference in these. So I'm going to add Camp A together, which is 1,190 plus 810, and this is for Camp A. And 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 1 is 10. Put the 0 down, regroup the 1. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. Put the 0 down, regroup the 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So our estimated cost for Camp A is $2,000. Now let's do Camp B. Camp B over here, that is 1,060 plus the 980, and let's see how much that one is. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 8 is 14. I put the 4 down from the 14, regroup the 1. 9 plus 0 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. Put the 0 down from the 10 and regroup the 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Camp B is 2,040. And so then I get to see what is the estimated difference. So the estimated difference in these two is 2,040 minus the 2,000 from A, and when I subtract, I see that the estimated difference in these two is $40, which I put right there. Yep. So the 2,040 from Camp B and Camp A, and when I subtract them, I see that their difference is $40 because I estimated to the tens place or rounded. our last question, number 16. How do I know to which place value position to round a number? So this one told us round to this original problem right up above us said round to the nearest 10. So always look when you are doing a problem to find out whether it tells you, like the previous problem, round to tens or hundreds or thousands. And then if it doesn't tell you, then you are going to round over as far as the place value will let you. So how do I know to which place value position to round a number? The problem will tell me, or I will round to the highest place value. So if it doesn't tell you to round to the hundreds, but you've got a number in the hundreds, then round over as far as you can to that. If it doesn't tell you to round to the tens or the hundreds, and you have a number in the thousands, round over to the thousands. But be sure to read your directions like we had here in the previous one about which place to round to, because it may tell you. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.